What's going on, everybody? Yo, it's King Talk, K Captain Don. Just my thoughts, man. I want to talk about. I want to talk to the youth, man. I want to talk to the youth. Um, I woke up this morning with this on my heart. Yesterday, um, my nieces and my nephew lost their um, their their big brother. Senseless act of violence, and I just wanted to talk to the youth for a second, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. Um, I wanted to say, man, I used to be a basketball coach. And as a basketball coach, some of my greatest victories and memories came when my team was down and we were able to come back. And I remember calling a timeout, and the kids would come in the huddle and they would look at me. And I coach from different age brackets. Like I coach, man, from sixth grade to even when I did my AAU, I had high school. But my point is, when I was becoming a coach, I used to always hear, it's your job to never panic. Never panic. And when I would see that the kids or my team was, losing focus, it was my job to get them right, give them the wisdom and give them the proper guidance. And it meant so much to me to see them overcome that adversity. And they would feed off the energy of the crowd because that's the story of sports. Everybody likes to see um, you come back from adversity, or the underdog win. So my point of saying all that is the youth today, they're misguided. They don't have no one calling a timeout, pulling them to the side and saying, hey, listen. And even if they do, a lot of times whoever's pulling them to the side, calling that timeout, may be a person that they've seen panic before. The way you live, something like even my age group, even though, life has beat us down, and, as you get older, your dreams start, whatever it may have been, you might have had a dream to be this, or to be an artist, or to be a rapper, or to be this. You wanted to, it was going, we all had those dreams. And then you have a family, and then it's like, oh man, well, I gotta take care of my family now. And so then your dream kind of pushed to the back, and then you just start kind of complying, and you lose that warrior spirit, because when you working, you don't own nothing, you don't own your company, you not, you clocking in, man. That's a fight. you know that's a fight. People talk crazy to you. You gotta you gotta that's why I hate the word, I hate the word humble, but you humble yourself just in order to get that check to provide and protect your family. But the hard part about that is when you're when that's taking place and you're trying to just provide for your family, but you're working, you're clocking in, or whatever the case may be, as we see, with all these apology tours that they have the celebrities doing, when they take your resources, your finances away from you, as a man, you don't feel like a man if you can't provide. And the reason why I'm speaking that with the youth is they see that. So the youth don't really want to be weak. They may see us as weak, or like the movie Bronx Tale, when Calogero was saying, the working man is a sucker. They may feel that way, but it's our job, brothers, my age and even older, that we have to be the coaches that don't panic, and we have to, the youth have to see that warrior spirit in us. You understand what I'm saying? They still have to see that warrior spirit in us. And, the one thing I always want the youth to understand is, young men take care of old men. So I heard that years ago on TV. I was watching something. I think it was a pastor. And it was a lot of little nuggets that I used to get in my journey of life. And they always stayed with me. But when that pastor said, young man take care of old man, I thought he was talking about like you taking care of somebody else. No, but he was talking about you taking care of you. And basically what he was saying was what you do now affects what you do later on in life. So what you do at 18 affects what you will do, who you are at 36 and who you are at, 54, and so on and so on. You have to take care of that person. It sets you up. So what I did at 18, like if I had bad credit at 18, it might still affect me at 36. You know what I'm saying? And I became different people during that time. But I'm saying all this to say, man, you know, we brothers, we have to be better examples for the youth of the day, for our community. Again, I understand that life has took a toll on us, but the children are watching and they're seeing so many things that's making them vibrate very low. Just like the video I did about the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, what I was saying about Wilder, a lot of things is tearing us down. A lot of things is tearing us down, and what we have to do is we have to build each other up. We have to be those coaches. We have to be that, because the youth is misguided. So we have to be the guidance. We're the wisdom. We have to be the wise ones. We have to call that time out, pull them to the side. But when they see us, when we give that game and we give that advice, they have to see that they're listening to somebody that's not panicking. That's a warrior. See, there's so many silent wars that we're dealing with in our community. It's just like the movie Roots, right? So if you remember Roots, you remember Kunta, when he was forced into slavery, they hooked him up with Fiddler, right? I hope I'm saying his name right. But Fiddler's job was to help break Kunta because Kunta wasn't a slave. They did everything they could, but Kunta had knowledge himself. Kunta knew who he was. And I know that movie was whitewashed, but I'm just just follow me. And they used him. They used Fiddler to break Kunta. Now they had their own bond and their friendship, and that father son, because Kunta looked up to Fiddler. But Fiddler's initial job was to break him because he's been broken, and we don't want to be that. You understand what I'm saying? Like we don't want to put that fear. Like we want to let our youth know, and we have to know as well. Like you can't be broken and trying to fix somebody. So again, charity starts at home. You have to look inside yourself and heal what's going on with you as well. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just trying to help our community understand, like, because I'm trying to figure out where we went wrong. And I understand that our youth, they have that energy. They don't want to, they don't want to feel weak. They don't want to answer to nobody, you know. And that's kind of been a thing from since forever. Me being a historic dude, loving history, reading up on our history, in the 60s, 50s, and the 60s when, Dr. King had his movement and, you had Schnick and you had the youth. It was like, nah, we not doing that nonviolent stuff. Nah, that's weak, right? So then you bring in from after Dr. King and then, after Malcolm, Dr. King, and then you had the Panthers. And, the Panthers was young. They were young. So when you had the Panthers, all them young brothers, they had that energy, but they had that fight. They had that, they was fighting the powers that be. You see what I'm saying? But what has happened is the system came in and they killed that warrior spirit. they try to kill that warrior spirit. So now a lot of people, as we got older, we just like, man, we just got to get our money, got to take care of our family. But my point is, man, we got to get back to not panicking. We got to get back to helping our community, and we got to let our children. We got to teach the truth to the young black youth because they're looking at us. I remember real quick. I remember my son. When I hurt my back, I wasn't able to work at the time. I still had a job, but I wasn't able to work because I was injured. My son didn't understand that. He would come home as a young boy, and he saw his mom go to work, but I was at home. And he would come home and he'd say, "What you do today?" And it always made me feel away. And I knew he was watching me. So at that time, that's when, I started my nonprofit. I started coaching and I started a nonprofit, but I started making moves, and I was busy. I was doing things, so I had time. You know what I mean? And I was able to really, do some things, and he saw that. And I believe that carried on with him because I would, give him little jewels and the whole, young man take care of old man. Man, he became a barber. He's a barber now, and he's his own boss, and I'm proud of him. And but I had to show him when I was calling the timeouts and trying to talk to him. He had to see that who he's listening to, the person that's giving him this guidance is not panicking. You get what I'm saying? No, it may seem like I'm rambling, but I'm just saying, man, a lot of the stuff they seeing is tearing us down. A lot of the stuff they see on TV with all of these shows, these agenda-based shows, everything that deal with us in our community, every black show has an agenda. None of it has really knowledge itself. It's all an agenda. Either something that's targeting. It's definitely always targeting the youth with something. Don't want you to be. I ain't gonna really get into that, but it's not helping our youth at all. So, brothers, we gotta do better because our youth is out there in that game and it's getting out of hand, and the crowd is against them. And we gotta call that time out. And we gotta get them back on track. We gotta get this game back under control. We gotta stop the bleeding. All right. So I just wanted to say that, man. Just my thoughts. See the book, Powernomics. But yeah, man, y'all have a good day. You know, Listen, man. Last thing I'll say is whatever you subscribe to. I remember when I was a kid. Speaking of KRS One, I remember he had a song called "Oh Yeah." I was like 13, I think. Yeah, no, 95. So I was 14, and he had a line on that "Oh Yeah" where he said, y'all heard it on the verses. Where he said, "Don't call me the N word. This black man go for his. Call me God, cause that's what a black man is." Right? I was a little conflicted, but what it said to me that I was, made me feel good. Right? No different than when my father told me when I was faced with adversity in life. He said, "Son, you're a Turner." And what that meant to me was, what he was saying was, you come from a lineage of strong men. Don't you ever forget it, right? And that's what I want to say to the youth in my community. Don't you ever forget, you're a child of God. I don't know your father, I don't know your mom, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you black. You come from a long line. Your lineage runs deep and strong. You understand? All right, man. Peace and love. Young man, take care of old man. Never lose that warrior spirit. Peace.